Alright, welcome to my channel. So the first thing that you need to know before you start watching my videos is the purpose of this channel is for education and entertainment. Mostly education with some entertainment, and mostly for my students really. It's an opportunity for me to showcase my algorithm and for my students to see it working and me to be able to talk about the trades and why I'm taking the trades and things like that. This is not a channel where I'll be showing you that I'm making millions of dollars. So family rules, you won't be seeing that. Some traders out there want to put their stuff out. I don't even know why they do that. Like on social media in a public sphere, hey, look at me, I made 20,000 today, 50,000 today, all that stuff. That will not happen on this channel. The most you'll see me making here is anywhere from 50 bucks to $1,000 in a day would be the most once we get to that level of scaling. And then I'll reset and we'll be looking at 50 bucks and we'll be scaling back to, a thousand a day or so. And we'll just keep resetting that scaling. But family rules will not be showing you on this my social media that I'm making tons of money. Second thing is I'm trading with Thinkorswim. That's my platform that you see here on the screen. So you got my two windows on futures trading. Same thing. It'll be Thinkorswim. So you'll see that I trade futures and the equities market with these videos. I trade based off of my algorithm, the simple switch algorithm, and it's got different settings. Same algo, but different settings for futures market, for equities market, and different types of trading. It's got different settings for it. So I'll be trading off that. Links below if you're interested in learning more about the algo. All the education over there is free, as well as the trading log that you'll see. You can get the link below, which will give you that log, so you can go over there and explore all that stuff. So when you're looking at my screen, okay, and when you're looking at my screen, you'll see these the chart markups, and you'll see yellow. Wherever I put yellow is an entry. So when it's yellow like this, it's the algo ideal entry. And then you may see a yellow like this, and that is where I actually got in, and it'll be touching the candle that I got in on. And then the location. Red are my stops, green are my targets. And then if you want to learn how the algo works so you can better understand what I'm doing when I'm doing my trades, over at the link below, you can go over there and learn all about the algo. It's completely free for that whole education. It's free to learn about my trading plan, my strategy, everything that I teach about trading is free over there. Only thing that costs money is if you decided to buy the algo, then that would cost money. But you can apply a lot of the stuff that I teach over there, including my strategy and trading plan, to your own strategies and help maybe improve your game. So all that is definitely free. I don't charge for any of that education. Only the algo if that's something you decided to add to your list. So then sometimes you'll see on here me doing experiments, which I'm going to try to do another one later on this year when I get a little more time. But I love to do trading experiments. We blow up accounts, but we do it in the purpose of education, showing you that certain trading techniques or strategies sometimes just don't work. And we play with some different concepts and blow up accounts, real accounts, small accounts, but still real accounts. And you'll also see some small accounts as well, like when we do offshore brokers and things like that. So, and then of course, educational videos I'll be putting out as well. So there's a lot of different content here. So if you can give me the like, hit the like button, that would help me a lot with the YouTube. And if you subscribe and hit that bell icon, you can be notified whenever I upload new content. And the last thing, but probably the most important thing, is trading is very risky. Do not place a trade based on what you see here or whatever I say. I'm not telling you what to do. If it sounds like I'm telling you what to do, it's me just thinking out loud. And most traders will lose all of their money. I am strictly speculating. I do not have a crystal ball. So, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. So please do not take financial advice from me. This is strictly to talk about how I trade, to teach about how I do things, and for your entertainment. All right, so now the legal stuff is out of the way. Let's get into today's trades. All right, good morning, everybody. It's September 1st. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. So here's JD making a switch for us right now. So what are we looking at? 81.14, 80.62, so about 50 cents. So we're going to do 1,000 shares. Enter. And yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we do have a little bit of a flag action happening here with a breakout, a little bit of a wedge as well breaking out. So some other technicals on here that look pretty good. And when JD, we just trade on the switchback. We don't worry about permission. When we do have permission, it's a bonus. But all good, no permission right now today. But it is in the long side, the positive side, so that's good. So yeah, a lot of stuff looking good for this trade. In about a minute, we'll be jumping in. Bring it to you. Okay, so we got about 10 seconds. Looking good. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're in. We're in. See what happens. See what happens. Hopefully it just goes straight up. Okay, JD with a nice big retracement here. I'm going to go ahead and add to my position on JD. All right, there we go. All right, so here are JD. Just walked back in. So unfortunately, I didn't have the buying power because there's so many positions open right now with swings that and yeah, I just didn't have the buying power, so I wasn't able to get the 1500 that I had originally had, or we'd already be break even right now and in profit. So, but JD does like to have bigger moves than just a typical 1R move. So there's a good possibility, and with the S&P 500 selling off big time right now, there's a good possibility that this will come all the way down here and we'll have a profitable trade. So I'm going to go ahead and be patient with this, give it a chance to fully break through before I put my stop down there, and then we'll see where it goes. But either way, if I take a $200 loss, not a big deal. We're still, I think that'll still keep us close to the $500 range, even if it puts us in the 250 range, one trade and we're back in action. So, but yeah, we'll give it an opportunity. Like looking across on the day, I don't see anything here that's significant. A little bit of resistance. That might be some support, as you see there. So maybe a little support, but I don't see anything significant in this area yet. When we get down into this zone here, then probably. But we're already on our 2R here, so we're in profit by the time we get there. So should be good to go. I'll go ahead and hang out and wait for this to develop. Again, with the rest of the market, S&P and the Nasdaq starting to look very weak, it looks good to go ahead and hang out here right now in this trade. So just in case some of you are confused, because I didn't talk about it when everything was happening, I was doing some other things, is we speed bumped this. So we were long on this play right here. It didn't go anywhere, so tripped our speed bump, so now we're short on a speed bump, looking for a recovery of our portion or all of our position. This is the target. We hit the target, so this trade did what it's supposed to do, but I'm pretty confident we're going lower based on what's happening in the general markets, and that there's really nothing holding it up. I shouldn't say nothing. There's a little bit, but not a whole lot holding up. So, and JD likes to move because I trade the same tickers every day. I get a feel for, after years of trading them, what their most common moves are. So, and I know most common move for JD right now is to still push lower. So I'm going to go ahead and be patient and wait for that. Doesn't mean it will happen, but odds are in my favor. All right, so finally, we're starting to break down here. It looks like we'll see. I don't know. We only got a few minutes. Oops, this is not what I wanted to do. We only got a few minutes left of the day, so I don't know how far we'll get. What do we got? Like 2 candles left. So might just have to take my $200 loss. Hopefully, it's not going to be green the next candle or two, and just accept it. So man, look at that. I was just about talking about how I'm going to have to put my stop in, but then I did that with the screen, and then bam, look, already missed opportunity. So anyway, so let me show you one of the things that's giving me a little bit of confidence in what's going on. So you can see here the what's happening with the triple Qs and the ES. So markets are basically selling off here at the end of the day. So yeah, that's kind of what gave me some confidence that this may be looking for a 2R. Plus, I know how JD likes to move. So with JD, the way it likes to move, plus is happening, it was feeling pretty good that we'll be looking for 2R. Traders, you see how that works? You don't get a whole lot of time when opportunities pop up sometimes, and we're already right back up all the way up here. So I was almost able to get out for a $200 loss, which is perfect because right now we're doing $500 risk rewards. And so if I'm out with a $500 loss, that's an awesome day. Because tomorrow easily, we recover that and then some. And because I hit the wrong button on my chart, and I wanted to be able to trail it and look at it on here and see, because when you move this up and down, you see the little line, and I wanted to be able to trail it and put my trail exactly where I wanted it, and try to talk about the trade at the same time. And then this happens. So went from almost having a nice day to having a bad day in like blink of an eye because I pushed the wrong button. Because I was gonna drag these over so I can better see numbers lined up with the candles. All right. Well, I guess we'll hang out for 5 minutes, and looks like we'll just take a huge red day, massive red day. We're gonna have a nice little green day. Unbelievable. Oh, not a green day, but $200 red day is not a big deal. So we'll need to have some major rejection in the next candle or two, or we're in trouble. All right, so we're coming into the last 5-minute candle here in a few seconds, about 20 seconds. So we'll see if we get a sell-off or a boost. It is what it is. Almost had a nice day. That's my biggest flaw, and I've mentioned it many times here before, is that I try to talk and show you things before I make my trades rather than just trade and talk about it afterwards. Because I think if I talk about it ahead of time, you understand what I'm getting ready to do, and then I'm doing it. It's not like 2020, like you're looking back and saying, oh, I did this, because it's easy to look at a chart when it's finished and do a recap and tell you everything about it. But when you're doing it in the moment, I think it's a little more genuine. So I always try to tell you first. But as a result, that's going to cost me quite a bit today. So what a bummer. I don't know. We'll see. We got a few minutes. I'll give it about 2 minutes. I hate being in this last candle, but we'll give it about 2 minutes and see what it does. All right, so we're starting to sell off a little bit here, but not nearly enough. And we got about a minute left, and I'll have to flatten this trade, so I have enough time to go over my monitor tab, make sure we're all out, everything is good, give me time to process, and then make corrections if I need to. So we got about a minute left. I don't think it's going to sell. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky. Anything can happen in the market. It's not coming way down here, I doubt, but at least we'll not be a $900 loss. This is a little better because, if we'll be out of the $500 risk reward range, but one trade will be back in. One more trade will be back. So this is like 2 trades to make it up, or one good day where we have a 2 or 3 R, we can make this up. So not too bad. Once we get above like the $900 range, that starts adding days, which is not fun. But this isn't so bad. All right, traders, got a minute and a half before the market closes. So I'm going to go ahead and move this stop down. What is it, 79? So we'll go down to, oops, I don't know what just happened here. Actually, I'm just going to do this. Cancel that. We're going to buy it back. It's 82, and we're out. All right, so 826, that's rough, but it's doable in 1 to 2 days. So at least it's not extremely terrible. All right, we'll put all that in the log, and then we'll talk about the JD. I'll just do it right now, actually. So restart auto. So yeah, we'll put that in the log, then I'll show you what that did to us. Starting off the month, not so great, but is what it is. So here's yesterday's JD trade. It did not take it, so you can see how it marks on the chart. My entries and exits did not take JD yesterday. I didn't come to the table early enough to take it. I just marked this up because I was curious what would happen with this setup, but I didn't trade it. Almost hit the target, but here was the trade, and the trade I did not take. It would have been awesome, right? Could have got in right here, which is a switchback, and then look at this breakthrough, that 1R level. Easily could have waited for another one, and then depending on how I exited, I would have got a 2R out of it, or basically 2 R's what I would have got out of it regardless, red candle, green candle, or on the target. So it would have been a really nice trade yesterday in JD. Unfortunately, I didn't do it, and Friday I didn't bring a video to you because there was no trade. JD switched and didn't switch back. So anyway, so that's where we're at. So let me go put this in the log, and then we'll show you the rest. All right, everybody, so let's go over everything. So one of the things that's I screwed up on here with JD is I just didn't have the buying power. I over leveraged myself on the trade going into it, and when it became a loser, my buying power dropped enough to where I wasn't able to get my full share size on the speed bump. So I had 1,500 shares going up, and I was only able to have 1,000 shares going down. Had I had the full 1,500, because we got in down here, we could have easily been in profits in this area. We could have got out here for profit, or I could have got out on a tag here or here and been way in profit. And knowing my trading, it's always easy to look back and say woulda, shoulda, coulda, dida. But had I not been talking, it would have been okay anyway. I would have been out like at 200. But had I been in profit here, it would have been really easy to trail a stop and just call it a day, get out with $100 or $50, whatever it was, and come back to fight another day. Very easy to do. It's hard to get out when you're losing and you're like, all right, I'll wait for it to come back down again. But it's easier at the end of the day to get out when you're a little bit green, because there's not a lot of time left in a day. So there's not a lot more money you potentially are going to make when you could give it all back if there's a rally at the end of the day. So sometimes at the end of the day, especially with stocks that are going down, if there's a lot of shorts in this, a lot of them could have to give back their their margin before the end of the day. With some offshore brokers and stuff, it's around 350 or 345 that you have to do that. So a lot of times you can get pops like this because of shorts having to cover to give back their margin. If it's a heavily shorted stock where a lot of day traders are watching it. So I don't know if that's what happened here today or not, but that's just one more reason why, when you're already in the profit zone here, to just say, you know what, I'm not going to mess with what might happen in this last 15-20 minutes. I'll take what I got and go. But when it backed up on me, I was like, all right, fine. We have a resistance area here. Maybe this big candle will be the shorts finishing their sell off, and then it'll drift lower because it want buyers kind of thing. And maybe longs will jump out and, with this little pop to close out their day. So I was kind of hoping for, but didn't happen that way. So we took that loss. But yeah, and if I had managed my portfolio better, then I would have gone into this with less shares, so that my speed bump could have been even, and we would have been all right. But I didn't manage my portfolio very well because I do have a lot of long positions out. So speaking of those long positions, let's go take a look. Okay, so AMPY. So here we are with this. We talked about it on Sunday as well. And on Sundays, I'm going to start doing a weekly outlook based on what my swing trading algo is looking at, short term, long term. This is not my swing trading algo, but on Sundays I'll pull the swing trading algo up, and we look at the markets in general. We look at some of the indexes like the Nasdaq and S&P 500 and so forth. We also look at oil, gold, silver, a couple different tickers we'll pull up and kind of see what we're looking at going on. Like you'll see like GameStop and AMC and so forth. So if there's something really popular in the news, we'll kind of pop it up there and see what's going on with it. But anyway, here's AMPY. So I'm going to go ahead and I alerted this out to my membership that I'm moving my stop to break even plus a couple of bucks, but I always want to make sure they have plenty of time to do that before I do. 73 is the spread right now, so I'm in at 69, 73 so about 4-cent spread. So really, I would want this to be 73 roughly, which is where it's at now. If anything, I'll take a small loss on it. I'm gonna move my stop to there, and we'll see how this thing opens in the morning. But the reason why, again, is because this is starting to shape up for an M pattern breakdown, and this sector is weak right now. So I just wanted to move my stop to break even, call it a day on this. I prefer to look more like this right here, right? We get in, pulls back a little bit, and then off to the races, winner. So, and that's not what's happening right now. So I'm going to go ahead and preserve capital on that one. All right. So then we had CVS, which, whoa, look at all those trades in CVS. Insane, right? So in CVS, it's showing a loss on today, but actually it was a winner. So if you saw when I got into it, when I marked it for Sunday to enter, we ended up in at 85.07. So we closed out our position today, 85.25. So we made a little profit on it. Today we gave back a little bit, but we made a little profit. And the only reason why I got out of this one early, I know, stay in it till you're winning or stopping out, but CVS is also showing the high probability based on support resistance and candlesticks and M pattern breakdown. So not that it will. I mean, this nice rejection right here towards the end of the day could boost this thing higher tomorrow morning, and I'll regret getting out. But you just don't know, and I'd rather preserve some capital right now. So, and free up some funds because I couldn't even really trade today with my full size that I needed. So there we go. So we're out of CVS, looking for an M pattern breakdown on CVS. So, and the swing trade algo is starting to show some weakness as well. So, not that it will. I mean, it can still hit the target, but right now we're out. ACR. So this is one that we talked about on Sunday as a potential short-term swing for the week. Looking for a gap fill, and the algo agrees with that as well. So that's kind of working out pretty. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good trade. So we unfortunately got in late here. We got on the gap up. Unfortunate, but instead of down here, but it is what it is. So we're in, and we're losing $4 right now. No big deal. And then SLV. So SLV so far, and again, we talked on Sunday. Silver, and I showed you why I think silver is not looking good, besides what you see right here. But short term, for like a week or two swing trade, basically when it hits this target, fills this gap, I'll be out and done with silver, or when I get stopped out down here. But right now we're in silver. Then GameStop. So GameStop right here, we talked about this, how terrible this looks long term. And I showed you why and all the numbers there on Sunday. But right now it looks, like a short-term swing, I said on Sunday too. So I was looking to get in for a couple days, maybe a week or two at the most. But we'll see. We started going there today, looking for a break above this resistance area here. So once we get that break, we should punch into our target, trail a stop, take some profit. So that's what the game plan is for GameStop right now. And then AMC gave back a lot of profit today, but I mean, we're still in profit, but we gave back a lot. Right here is where I alerted it to everybody that was watching the channel on Sunday. And so we had this nice little pop. Could take profit here and just call it a day because AMC does not look good long term either. Anything could change though. I mean, this Sunday when we review it again, maybe it'll look awesome, but right now it doesn't look good long term based on the algo. But short term, it did have a short term swing setup, so made some money. It could have made some money if we had sold it here. But I'm looking for a target here based on the algo, which also coincides with what was once a support level, which now may be a resistance level, maybe a retest of that. So we'll have to see what happens. But there's AMC. So there you go. So there's some of the swing trade portfolio that's kicking around right now as well. So that's the day, traders. Let's go check out the log. Unfortunately, it's a red day. I hate red days. So here we are. Here's the log. All right. So September, we're starting off red. Move this over. There's August. So August we finished, not great. August, we gave back a ton on August. Could have had a nice month and just kind of blew it there at the end. But at least we're green. July was not a good month at all. But summer's hard to trade a lot of times because the volatility is a little lower. My algo really likes volatility. And sometimes you just get a lot of chop, and it makes it a little bit harder. But anyway, I mean, big chop is good. It's just that consolidation chop that's just in between the targets. It makes it a little hard to trade. So September, we're starting off red in the big time red, 827. So there's JD, unfortunately. And then, I could have made that $200 if I had to manage my portfolio better with my trade calculator down here. If I would have been using my trade calculator and manage everything better, I would have had the right share size, and then could have been a green day. But trading, you have to manage every piece of it, traders. Like, there's so many different ways you get tripped up trading that you can be a losing trader with a winning strategy. And if you're not on your A game, then this is what happens. So today I took it for granted. It came in, just was kind of like carefree, like roughly this, roughly that, whatever. Like, it's gonna be awesome. I don't have nothing to worry about. And now it cost me $800. So because I was being careless and a little bit arrogant today, I think so. That's what happens. So scaling ladder, that hurts a lot. A lot. So because we were right here, I think we're right here in this bar. I don't know, but now I got two trades of $250 to get back to the $500 range. So that hurt. That really stings big time. So is what it is. So this is like 1 to 2 days before we get to the $500 range, and then easily 3 days before the winning days before we get back here. So basically we're like a couple weeks out now. We're right on the cusp of going to 1,000, and now we're a couple weeks out. But yeah, once we get to the 1,000 and we get a little bit embedded in this account's off to the races, and it's going to be all good because we got a long way to go before we scale up. This is very aggressive right here. And then once we get about 4 or 5 trades into this, we're golden. I don't think we'll ever leave the $1,000 range ever. And then we'll just have to deal with the $2,000 range once we get there. But if you're making $1,000 a day on average, with some losing, maybe some days not trading, if you're doing $3,000 a week to work for a couple hours a day, it's pretty awesome. So just got to get there. All right, everybody. So that's it for today. We will see you tomorrow.